Well, a bit something different to start for the intro today. We have got the semi-final draw for the Scottish Cup, even though we haven't played our quarter-final yet, which is happening. Hibs or Ayr will play against Rangers, which means that Celtic or Dundee United will play against us. Should we beat Dunfermline, it's likely we will then play Celtic in the next round. Let's see if we do beat Dunfermline. Hello, yes, welcome back into the 11am Sports YouTube channel here for the Killie boys. I just realised for that intro my mic was all the way over there, so apologies if it didn't quite sound as good, but I can't give you my natural reaction to that Scottish Cup draw again, so you'll have to deal with the 10 seconds of perhaps slightly quieter noise than normal. If you are new here, this is the home of some sports games content, mainly Football Manager at the moment. If you are enjoying the series, if you've only just found it, hit the subscribe button for more. You'll get to see more of this throughout the weeks to come. Every day, Monday to Friday. Well, is that every day really? Every weekday, Monday to Friday, 11 AM is when you get an episode of the Killie Boys at the moment. So subscribe if you haven't already. We're following on from a disappointing, can I even say disappointing 4-1 aggregate defeat to Juventus? The fact that I'm actually saying that sentence as Commandant Manager is a bit crazy, but yes, we ended up losing 4-1 in the first knockout round of the Europa League. But here we are, straight after that, in the Scottish Cup quarter-final against Dunfermline, and we'll play Aberdeen in the league just in a wee bit. But here is a team that will be playing against Dunfermline today. Nothing much else has happened between then and now. That's why we're just going straight into the game. We're going to play with Much in goal, Egan Riley and Spence at the back, because Hamilton is cup tied because he already played for Hamilton, even though his name is Hamilton though. He's also played for Hamilton already in the Scottish Cup this season. Right back is going to be Jordan Brown. He's asking for some more playing time, so he's going to get some today. Kokavas at left back. We're going to have Kastrup and Woods in the middle of the park. Burton just in front because Tate's still lacking some match fitness. Bolly on the right, because again Rodell Richards is lacking a wee bit of match fitness. Mockery playing on the left hand side, and we're going to play Elliot Scott up front because Brophy has not been playing well recently, and we're going to need to see if some of our strikers might be able to score a goal. So Elliot Scott's going to be the one doing that today, hopefully. The ball thrown in from Brown there, and Button gets challenged, and here comes McIver with the ball. Let's see what he does up against 6 defensive players, it looks like for us there. Smith with it now, coming down their right hand side. Looks like Spence has come out to challenge, and he has successfully, and Spence finds Mockery, who plays a long ball forward to Elliot Scott. And can Scott score here? He can indeed. 9th goal of the season, his 3rd for us. Lovely, lovely finish. See Mockery here with a long ball forward in behind the defence. Scott gets there, beats the defenders for pace. Semi gets past the keeper and slots it into the bottom corner. 1-0 Killie after 6 minutes on the clock. And Swanson plays the ball into Turner here for Dunfermline. Ball to Smith. Is off the post and off the second post and cleared off the line. So unfortunate for Dunfermline there. And we've reached half time. Not been many highlights in the game so far. Don't think I'll complain about it though. If we're going to be winning the game, that's perfectly fine. 1-0 we're up at the moment. Dunfermline have only had one shot. We got to see that shot bounced off both posts. But let's see if we can perhaps do something slightly more dominant in this second half. We have had 60% of the possession so far in the game. We're passing the ball nicely about the back. Spence plays it forward to Scott, who knocks the ball back. Burton sits slightly deeper in this attacking midfield role than Dylan Tate typically would. But Burton wins the ball there, finds Bolly and Kastrup, and the ball comes out wide to Jordan Brown, who's hopefully going to swing it in. He plays it to Bolly and to Burton. Bolly bounced off the goalkeeper, and it's out for a corner kick. Bolly's going to swing this in. Could we score from us? Very, very deep and plucked out the air by a leaping salmon of a goalkeeper there in Ross. Another highlight though, straight away from that. Burton finds Mockery and into Woods and back to Mockery, and it's actually gone to Kokavas there because Mockery let the ball run through his legs, but Holmes challenges and Bolton finds Holmes again, and the ball comes forward, but it's headed clear by Spence. Dominant in the air so far. Spence Bolly through to Scott, and that's hit off the post, I think. Oh, a good effort from Elliot Scott. And the goalkeeper clears the ball forwards. It only goes as far as Kokavas, though, who finds Mockery, who's challenged by Bolton and Smith and Holmes. But the ball eventually gets won back between Mockery and Button there, and Mockery gets it, finds Bolly, who gets hacked down by Swanson. That's got to be a red card. That's a disgusting challenge. And indeed, he has been sent off. Cole Donaldson has to come on, and they go to a diamond in midfield, now losing their wingers. That was a horrible challenge. And Jordan Brown throws the ball in for us to Jens Kastrup and Button. They're now playing kind of 4 central midfielders now, but we get past it. Scott hits it a 1-2. Well, that's an interesting way to score a goal. He has appeared to have done a 1-2 with a defender there, and then got past that defender and scored a goal. We'll get to see it here in slow motion. Button with the ball forward. Scott gets it here. He hits it. It bounces off the defender, bounces off him again. He gets by the defender, and then he puts that into the bottom corner. His 10th goal of the season. I'm starting to think possibly we got the wrong striker when we got the ball off of Hamilton, who's now back out on loan at Hamilton for £18 million, when I could have got him for Elliot Scott for £1 million. Instead, we've had to loan him. Elliot Scott here nearly with a 3rd goal of the game. Yeah, remember we had to cancel that transfer, and then Watford ended up getting him, and now we're loaning him out of Watford. It could have been an error, but we'll see what happens when the other boy comes back from Hamilton at the end of this season. But in the meantime, Bolly had the ball on the right hand side, and Butcher challenged him, and they might come away here, Dunfermline, and maybe try and get their 2nd shot of the game. Indeed, looks like it's going to happen. Hendry hits it, it's bounced off the post. Every single one of their shots has hit the woodwork. So unlucky for them. Morky can come off and Kiltie can come on. Yeah, sure, definitely for the last couple of minutes of this game. Kiltie, see if he can do anything in these last 2 or 3 minutes. Doesn't look like he will, though. Indeed he won't. And we won that game 2-0. I wonder what the other results were like in the Scottish Cup. And we'll see if it is Celtic who we do play. And indeed it is Celtic that we do play. They beat Dundee United 3-0, scoring 2 penalties. And against 10 men for a lot of the game. To be fair, we were against 10 men for quite a lot of the game as well. And Hibs also beat Ayr, which means Hibs get through as well. We'll see you for the Aberdeen game. So here's the team for the game against Aberdeen. We're going to go with Much in goal, Egan Riley and Spence at the back. I'll give Hamilton another game off. I must say I was happy with the way the 2 of them played. Logan at right back, Brown playing left back because Kokavas is kind of struggling for a little bit of fitness, giving some time off. Makarinitis and Woods in the middle with Tate just in front. Mockery on the left, Richards on the right, and we'll stick with Elliot Scott up front after he scored his 2 goals. And here we go, the game kicks off against Aberdeen here. They're playing the 4-3-3. They've moved away from their 5 at the back in recent seasons. And they got the throw in here. Devine throws it into Hansen, and he gets the ball back. And what's going to happen here? Plays it forward toward Kennedy, but it's intercepted by Makarinitis, and Richards gets the ball, and he comes across the field, and he finds Woods, and that's played down the line to Mockery, who'll cut it back, I'm sure, and Riddle Richards scores his 17th goal of the season. Always useful when your wide midfielders are scoring some goals. I know he's naturally a striker, but he's playing it there on the wings, and he's contributing with lots of goals this season. 17 so far. Lots of men in the box for this attack, and Mockery finds Richards, excuse me, I had a hiccup there, finds Richards at the back post. 1-0 to Kilmarnock with our first shot of the game. Throw in for Aberdeen on the left hand side here. Perry with the ball down to Devine. We're not tracking the man down the left hand side. Eventually Makarinitis goes out to try and meet on the ball, swung in, and Much plucks it out the air. He's got a man free on either wing here if he chooses to use him. Instead he goes to the centre back and Egan Riley. And passing the ball about with Logan and finds Spence, and perhaps we could come forward with the ball now. Spence finds Scott, but he loses the ball to Hansen there, and the ball's played forward, and Cosgrove heads it back to Perry, who finds Kennedy, who cuts infield, plays it forward to McLennan, and he scores a goal in at the near post, and it's 1-1 after half an hour. Simple stuff really here for Aberdeen, just a ball played over the defence, and McLennan gets it, and Much does not dive at all for that ball, and instead the ball's just slotted in at that front corner, and it's 1-1. And we've reached half time, and it still is 1-1. I'm going to say it's time for everyone to dig in. No one seems to have cared about that team talk. Aberdeen have had more of the shots, but we've had more of the ball. Hopefully we can do something with it here in this second half. Elliot Scott is not playing well at all, so we'll bring on Josh O'Connor. He's the attacker I put on the bench for today's game. Brophy's completely out the match squad today, just Hopefully that gives him a kick up the backside in an attempt for him to try to score some goals. Macaronesis has got an injury, so on comes Button to replace him in the midfield, and there's a chance here. Brown throws it in, but Hansen heads the ball away. Button gets over to it, finds Brown on the left hand side, who cuts inside to Tate, and Tate gets past a man just about. Woods finds O'Connor and Mockery scored his first goal here for Kilmarnock after his loan move in. A good first goal as well. The amount of money we're paying him per week, I'm glad he's contributing now. A few assists previously in the last few games, and now a goal here. O'Connor finds Mockery, and it's a good finish at that near post, and it's 2-1 with 15 minutes to play in this game. And there's a highlight immediately after it. Mockery gets the ball again, who's played the ball back to Brown, and Spence plays it to Brown as well. Some nice short passing, nice slow build up. That's what we do. We like to keep possession. Though the board want counter-attacking football, I don't play that. I play nice possession-based football. Tate's won the ball back, but he almost lost it there. He's found Spence and Button, and Spence again, and Brown now at the left-back position's got it. Finds Mockery. Brown again, they're going down this left hand side well together. Finds Woods, who crosses it over to Richards, and Richards gets his 18th goal of the season. That's Kilmarnock up 3-1 now. You'd hope with a 2-goal lead with 15 minutes to go that is the win secured. Some nice build up playing the left hand side between Mockery and Brown here. Mockery then threads the ball through to Woods, who's went very far forward for the centre midfielder. Nice box to box roll there. Swings the ball over, and Richards slots that in at the far post for his second of the game. Mockery's played well, as you can see, but he's kind of a bit dead in his feet, so Bolly can come on, who has been playing very well on that left side, I must say, normally for us before we brought in Mockery. He can come on for the last 15 minutes of the game, something like that. The ball's cleared there, though, and Egan Riley finds Woods and Button, and we'll go down this left-hand side again. Brown, is he going to cut it inside to Bolly? He cuts back, he loses the ball a couple of times, and eventually Aberdeen come away with the ball. What's happening here? McLennan down the right hand side, or left hand side. He gets right past Brown. What's he going to do with it now? Shoots at the front post and hits it off the bottom of the near post. And that should be the last highlight of this game. Indeed it is. Full time. Kilmarnock won 3-1. And that's good to get back in winning ways. 2 wins in this episode. I'm very, very happy with that. And as you can see from the league table, Celtic drew with Hibs. There's a lot of draws across the whole league. Hamilton beat Dundee United was the only one that was another win in this league, which means we are now 1 point ahead of Hibs in the battle for 4th place, and we're actually 9 points behind Hearts after their draw with Motherwell in the battle for 3rd. 1st and 2nd are definitely too far away now, but I'd like to try to get to 3rd. If we win our game in hand, we would end up being 6 points behind Hearts, which is more than doable if we're trying to get to that best of the rest place in this league table. Looking at the league schedule, you can see that the Scottish Cup semi-final slots in just after the end of the normal 33 league games before we find out what's happening with the split. So I think we will come back for that. St Mirren and the Scottish Cup semi-final. Those 2 games there, and then we'll see what the post-split fixtures will look like. And we'll also see if we've got to the Scottish Cup final. So if you have enjoyed this video, do leave a like. It really does help the channel out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're looking for more Football Manager content, hit that subscribe button. We've got an episode out, as I say, every single weekday at 11 AM. And until the next one, we'll see you then.